I'm tone deaf. Oh, hey, what's up, everybody? Thanks for accidentally bumping into my video once again. I do upload a new video every single week about a place in the Lush store. So as you can see, I am showing off my hair because I just did the henna hair dye 3 days ago. Bloody 3 days ago. Okay, so this is how bright and fiery red it is. The Lush store has 4 different types of henna colors. So yeah, keep watching if you want to find out what the hell it is and how you do it.
Can we keep each other company?
Okay, so I bought the Rouge Henna hair dye, and this one is for aspiring redheads, blended with the finest Persian henna with deep conditioning fair trade cocoa butter and organic lemon juice to really bring out the redness. So at the Lush store you have Rouge, Brun, Maroon, and Noir. And yes, they are in French, but those are 4 different types of colors: red, brown, burgundy, and black. As you can see, I only used half of my Coco Rouge red henna hair dye. So clearly I do have a lot of hair. You can't probably tell, but it is very fine. So quickly absorbs it all very easily. Yeah, and then of course there's some instructions on the back if you don't want to take my word for it or if my video is going to be awful. Yeah, it's pretty guided. It is a very messy process though, I must warn you, but you'll see how that is after. Mine, the Rouge, is described as a gorgeous red glow. The Brun is described as deep glossy brown. Maroon, burgundy, rich chestnut. And Noir, a dark blue-black shine. What you do is you pretty much break it up, put it in your pot, and then you put tiny bit of boiling water while you stir and try to get it into like a mush, like a pudding texture. It's really hard at first, but when you kind of ease the boiling water into it very slowly, little bit at a time, and stir it and crush it, it honestly takes only about 15 to 10 minutes. Usually people say like 10 to 15. Yeah, okay. Started from the bottom, now we're here. This is probably the messiest dye you're ever going to experience in your entire life. I say this very, very lightly. Make sure your entire bathroom's decked out. So put garbage bags on the floor, newspapers, whatever you need to protect. Clearly you can see I grab massive chunks. If you are unexperienced, definitely start off with much smaller. And start putting it from root to tip. Or root to end. Me, I was kind of going just for like really nice highlights, kind of streaks almost, like natural kind of looking. My hair is already quite burgundy-ish, so I just bought this rouge to kind of brighten it up in some areas. So I'm kind of being super messy with it anyway. I'm not being picky at all, but with the henna hair dye, it is really hard to get your entire head one exact color. Just because the dye is so thick and clumpy, it is really hard to kind of even it out. Whereas a chemical hair dye, it's quite easy. You just like blob it on and smooth it out. Whereas this, it is flying everywhere. So wear gloves. So yeah, I'm missing a lot of spots. I get it. I am not being picky once again. So if you are going to be picky, maybe you should ask somebody to help you out because it's a crazy job. As you can already see, my hair is getting so thick. Oh my god, that cocoa butter is intense. I like to do hair treatments actually like 3 times a month, and it's been like 3 weeks since I filmed this, and I still have not even used a hair treatment at all. This cocoa butter is so enriching. It is intense. Most of Lush products has the fairly traded cocoa butter, so yeah, just be really careful. It's really thick stuff. What I even like to do sometimes, if you are scared of the really bright redness, why don't you get a red one and a burgundy one, cut half and half for each, mix it together. Really kind of even out those colors. And of course, when you are finished doing this to your hair and you are rinsing it out, it won't be like a chemical hair dye where all the color is leaking out of your hair follicles for, oh my goodness, probably a week. This will just make your water kind of look nasty, brownish for only a day or two. Because the henna hair dye wraps itself around the hair follicle, whereas a chemical hair dye goes inward, which actually breaks the hair. So yeah, you could say that this is a much more healthier way of hair dyeing, a more natural way. If you are more curious about the ingredients, they're very safe synthetic, so they're natural ingredients. They are the fair trade organic cocoa butter, indigo herb, red henna, ground coffee, nettle powder, Irish moss powder, clove bud oil, and then of course some few natural essential oils and the fragrance that they use at Lush. The dirtier your hair is, the more it will be kind of easier to blend it in, whereas if it's really conditioned and silky and washed, it'll be harder. So make sure your hair is dry and dirty. Because I didn't want it to be super, super traffic stopping bright red, I did not wrap my hair around with saran wrap afterwards. If you do want really bright reds, even with the burgundy or the noir to really get that blue crazy color, what you do is you wrap your entire scalp around with saran wrap, just like a sandwich, lol, to really lock in that heat and moisture, and then the colors will be so much more vibrant. So with this, I just kind of tied it up in a ponytail and I sat it in for 2 hours. With the henna hair dye, you could leave it in your hair from anywhere to 2 to pretty much all day, all night. I'm not even kidding. Some people leave it in for 5 hours, some people leave it in for 8 hours, sleep in it. It's crazy. If you do take that risk though, I must warn you, your pillowcase and your bed is going to look like a disaster. So it's all up to you what color you want, what preference, how brave you are. I hope this video helped you so much. If not, definitely just check out the Lush store in general. Ask them anything. And if you are not satisfied with a color or anything and you only used half of the block like I did, bring it back and tell them. Subscribe and like so you can stay tuned for next week's Lush video where I bring you in a whole different part of the new store.